Good morning, it's day 7. I've been here officially for 1 week. I arrived on Wednesday morning last week. It is Wednesday morning this week, so that's 1 week. Yay! Okay, breakfast time. What's in the bag? Special K! That's not something I was expecting. It's actually one of those cereals that you sort of don't want to eat, but it's better for you, apparently. Fibre. Our little mini pint of milk. My favourite smoothie, the strawberry and banana. Although yesterday I was looking at how much sugar is in this and I was absolutely gagged in this tiny little package that lasts literally seconds to drink. It really is a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. That saying is so true, and I found that out during this last year. Thanks, COVID. This has basically concentrated fruit juice and stuff in it. I thought a smoothie was okay because it has high sugar, but it also is high in fibre. And I remember seeing this program ages ago about how sugar intake's okay if you're having it with lots of fibre, because the fibre helps you digest the sugar and break it down. Whereas if you have sugar just like in chocolate, for example, and you just eat that on its own, it's just literally a whack of sugar and there's nothing else there to help you kind of digest it. But I was shocked when I read the label on this and it actually says fibre for the whole carton 1.2 grams, which does not sound like a lot to me. And in the orange mango one, it's actually 0. So the fibre must be from the banana. The sugars, it's 11 grams per 100 ml. This is 200 ml, so that's 22 grams of sugar. That is a hell of a lot of sugar in a little tiny package like that. And I just think I would enjoy that for literally, if I'm lucky, 20 seconds. So what's the point? No more of those. The little croissant, we've got some apricot jam. Actually, one of my favourite flavours of jam. I love apricot jam and I love peach jam. I'm not so into the berry flavours because of the pippage. Although pipless raspberry jam is amazing. And Marks and Spencer's do one. It tastes like the middle of a donut. Works really, really well on scones with some clotted cream. Yum. Cream tea. Banana, which is also a crescent. And if you put these together, they marry quite nicely together. That's because they come from the same family of shapes. Peach yoghurt. Not had a peach one. I've still got 4 yogurts in the fridge. I'm just not eating any of this food for some reason. Probably because I'm eating Chinese, but that was only last night. That was the first takeaway. So basically in a week, I've only ordered out 1 time. I'm pretty proud of that. That's good. This is basically the same breakfast as last week, the first day, but this is different. And that's different. So it's not the same at all. The breakfast bat, which is now cold because this has just been sat there for ages because I've actually been on the phone. I just don't really want this much meat and carbs in the morning. English bacon, which is very different to American bacon. I'm actually more of a fan of the American type of bacon, streaky bacon. I like that more because that amount of fat in one mouthful is, whereas the streaky bacon, it's kind of like, it's built in, so you don't really taste it as much. Block of egg something, I don't know what that is. This sausage, I remember being very good. It just looks like a lot of stodge, and I just don't think my body needs that right now. I'm gonna have the Special K. So I actually am going to film something else for you today. I'm nearly finished with day 1 of the edit. It's taken me ages because I've had all the airport stuff. The audio's been all over the shop. So I had to put filters on the audio. It doesn't sound great. I'm just apologising now. You've already seen it anyway. You've already seen it, haven't you? Yeah. So I'm apologising for what you just saw a few days back. Also got a new lens arriving. Hopefully I'll be able to get some good shots for you of planes landing, planes taking off, weird little airport activities going on. I need something to look at because I'm bored. The sun is out. Hopefully that means people won't be hogging their time outside like they were. I might actually be able to get outside for half an hour today instead of 15 minutes like I did yesterday. Yeah. I'll see you later on. Hey guys, it's lunchtime. We're repeating meals now, so I'm not sure how I'm going to rate them. Am I going to rate them the same? Am I going to rate them different? Have I chosen the same thing? I don't even know. What's in the bag? Chicken mayo club sandwich. I seem to remember that being really tasty and the mayo being really good. Tomato soup, roasted plum tomato and basil soup. Not just any tomato, basil. Bread roll, Walker's cheese and onion crisp. This, which I don't remember actually what that is. Do you remember? Oh dear, that's not looking good, is it? Do you guys remember this? Oh, I don't remember it. Tell me what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. Chocolate and orange cake. It was different to this. That was the cake that was my favourite one out of all of them. Completely different to this. It was like a sponge. This is more like a cheesecake. Bottle of Hilden water, pineapple juice, which will go in Mum's collection. Last but not least, we have an easy peeler. I should be getting my vitamin C. I'm probably getting scurvy in this room here. Thank God I've got sunlight coming in. So yeah, that's lunch for today. Let's try the soup. Let's see if it does stand up to what I remember. That is absolutely gorgeous. Tomato and basil. It's just one of those epic, amazing combinations that you get. Chocolate and orange is another one. What other combinations are there that are amazing? Comment down below. Tell me what you think. I can't remember any of them. Lemon and thyme. That's an amazing combination. Rhubarb and custard. I don't know. Let's get on with it and try the sandwich. That is incredible. What makes that so good is the mayonnaise. Really creamy sort of taste. And it's slightly vinegary. It reminds me of the mayonnaise you get in Europe. So when you go to like Brussels, or I've never been to Brussels, I don't know why I'm saying Brussels. Like when you go to Belgium and you have fries, it's like that kind of mayo, robust mayo that you would have a hot chip or a fry with. I appreciate that. I'm gonna rate this lunch. It's a 9 out of 10, which is as good as it gets really. I've not had a 10 yet. I don't think I'm realistically gonna get a 10. Unlikely, but 9, I think that is pretty outstanding. So I'm going to now finish off my lunch and eat it in peace away from you and your prying eyes. And I will come back later and have a chat with you because this has arrived, which I don't know why it's in such a massive box, because it's just a lens. It's one lens. And it is a very long lens, but it's not that big. We're going to open this. I'm very sorry this didn't arrive yesterday or the day before when it was sunny, but I can't control the post. Okay, I'm apologising for this insane mess that is here. It is 6:01 and I've been editing all day and I've just finished the first one. Finished the travelling video for you. That's how long it takes to edit. I've been editing that for 2 days now. Hopefully the video diaries will be a lot quicker because it's just basic footage. Honestly, shooting with 3 different cameras, 3 different mics, plus a radio mic, B-roll and music, and then grading the whole lot. It takes a long time. So I've just finished at 6 o'clock. I've not showered, I've not done my beard, and I haven't been outside yet. And the dinner's probably just gonna knock on the door in any second now, and then I'll have to film that. So that's my day, but I'm now going to open this lens because I'm really excited about that. And then I'm going to give it a quick whirl, but I'm going to do my beard tomorrow. I can't do it tonight now. It's too late and I'm just done. I've been editing for the last few days constantly. For me, that is the most tedious part. I love the filming part. It used to be the other way around. Editing is what got me into filming. Now I kind of hate the editing part and I love the filming part. That's been exporting for 10 minutes. It's on 4%. This video is 22 minutes long and it's only on 4% after 10 minutes. That just gives you an idea of the computing power needed to render 10-bit 4K content. What a nightmare! Anyway, let's have a look at this lens. I feel like this box is really over the top. That sounds really satisfying. This is like total ASMR gold. Listen to this. You ready? This feels like you want to eat them. Ugh, no, that's not good. Although that does taste like food. That's like degrading in my mouth. Anyway, here we are. Here's the lens. This is the Telephoto Lens. It's a Sony 100 to 400, 4.5 to 5.6. Apparently it has amazing autofocus, really good sharp image quality. This is how stupidly big this lens is. And this is the lens hood. If you shoot outside, and there we are. And then when you want to zoom, oh, look at that bad boy. That is some zoomage going on there. We'll play around with this and I'll give you some shots. This is what it looks like.
temperature today. It's not too cold, it's not warm, so I've literally got the right outfit for this today, which is as a hoodie. If I had any less on, I'd be cold. If I had any more on, I'd be hot. At least I got that right. So I've spent all day editing today. Something that's really frustrating me is how long it's taking to export. My Mac is a 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, spec to the max. It's pretty powerful for a laptop. It really struggles outputting 4K, even in Final Cut, which is native software made by Apple. And it's just frustrating. Like, playing back the 4K footage from my big Sony camera has always been difficult, and I've always known that, but I get around that by converting it into proxy files, which are basically low resolution versions of the same file, which automatically get swapped out in the timeline. So you can just click a button and it switches to the low res versions. You do all your editing with the low res versions, and then that way you can play back really quickly, you can apply effects and everything without slowing it down. And then when you're ready to export, switch back on the original media and it does the output with the original files, not the proxy files. That's basically how proxies work. And that's fine, that's how a lot of people edit anyway, because they can use a much older machine. But there is no cheat or workaround for when you're actually outputting the video, because you're having to actually write the file completely in its full resolution. And you'd think that outputting a file in full HD would be a lot quicker than outputting a file in 4K. But it's not the actual writing of the file that takes the time. 4K file will obviously be bigger. That's not what makes it slower. It's the processing of that many pixels, that many frames across the entire video. If your original media is in 4K and then you're outputting in full HD, you're still having to read that 4K file. So you're still having to process 4K's worth of pixels for every frame and then convert that, downscale that into a full HD image. That's still a lot of work, and it's that simple. So I cannot wait for the larger MacBook Pro to come with Apple Silicon, which hopefully will be in a few months' time, because it will be a game changer. And the thing is, I can't really just say, oh well, I won't film in 4K all the time, because it's become the standard now. And I mean, I've got used to it, so I'm not really willing to accept going back to HD. There might be some times when I do, for like this kind of stuff, because this doesn't need to be in 4K, and frankly, I don't want you seeing my face in 4K, because you can see all the flaws in it, which there are plenty of. So I think probably it's just a case of waiting for the hardware to come. And this is the thing, this happens with technology all the time. Hardware catches up to a standard and things get good for a while. You have a sweet period with technology where everything can handle it and everyone's like, brilliant, look how quickly I can do this task. And then someone goes and changes the standard and then the hardware can't keep up with it. So then people are then racing to produce better, faster, more capacity in the hardware to then make up for that difference. That's what's happening with computers all the time. Unfortunately, we just got to a point with Full HD a few years back where things were just so fast and you could just chuck videos in and chuck them out in seconds, like literally in a couple of minutes you could output a whole film. And I was like, wow, this is so amazing. And then I started filming in 4K on my iPhone and it didn't change too much. My machine still could really handle that very well. And even on the current iPhone, if I film things in HDR, in Dolby Vision, my Mac can spit that out in no time. When you start bringing in pro equipment with big file formats, my Sony camera, it records up to 600 megabits per second. That's an insane bitrate for a camera. I never film at that, because I think that's if you're filming 60 frames a second at all intra, which is basically when you record every frame and every bit of data of every frame, rather than a reference frame every now and again, and then the changes. That's the different ways the codecs work. And I don't really have a need for that, because I'm really just doing stuff for YouTube at the moment. When I start doing business stuff or more cinematic stuff, I might have to look into that a bit more. I'm just talking about outputting in basic 4K, but 10-bit, because 10-bit gives you that amazing ability to change color, grade much more easily, so much more diversity in color. And what's the point in having really good gear if you can't push it to its limits and really utilize its features? That's how I look at it. I'm holding my breath at the moment. I'm dealing with slow outputs. The proxies for the editing is great because it means I can at least edit fast, but it's just the outputs which is annoying. I remember when I was at uni, we were on tapes in those days, and I'd sit there on my Macs, I'd be logging and capturing on a tape in real time. You don't get separate files recorded like you do these days, and nice little packages of takes. In those days, you had to then go through the whole entire tape in real time, mark in, mark out, mark in, mark out, mark in, mark out, log it all, then hit a button, and then the machine would go through the tape and pull all of the different clips from it. At least that part's quick now. The time it takes to move something over from an SD card. Can't tell you what an amazing change that was when I stopped using tapes. That was a long time ago. Anyway, where am I going with this? With all that logging and capturing on the tape, that all used to take time, but the output was the bit that was the killer, because it would take hours and hours and hours and hours. This wasn't even HD, this was in standard definition. It would just take forever, and I got into hot water a couple of times because I was supposed to have films done for like my tutors to mark, and I wouldn't have stuff done in time, and this still happens now. You output a file, you've checked it 1,000 times, and then you find a spelling mistake or something in the main master, and you're like, no! Because then you've got to go back into the system, change it, and then re-output the whole lot, and that can take like another 4 hours. That still happens now, like all the time. I had to output my LA videos about 5 times. I think I misspelled the name of a place or something, which was really insulting, and I was like, oh, and I'd even uploaded it to YouTube, but hadn't published it, and I was like, oh God, I want to just hit that publish button, but I can't. It delayed me by a whole day. At least it's not as bad as that with tape, because it doesn't take literally a whole evening. It takes a couple of hours max. But if I was doing like a full length film, like a 1.5 hour film or something like that, then it probably would take all night. Anyway, if you're not interested in cameras or filming or editing, you're probably so bored and you've probably fallen asleep and you're probably not even here anymore. So I apologise for that. I never promised this was going to be everyone's cup of tea. This is just me blabbing on and trying to not be bored out of my brain when I'm walking around a car park in quarantine for a week. So I'm just talking about what I know, which is that shit. My dinner's probably arriving right now, actually, because today, you'll be glad to know, we have butter chicken. But on Monday, I had the chicken tikka masala, and it was the best meal yet. I think I rated it a 9. So I'm praying that this is on the same level as that. I'm really hoping it is. I think it will be. And it comes with a naan and mango chutney. The other day, we just had the naan. We didn't have the mango chutney. Today, we've got everything. We're being treated today. Don't know what we're getting for dessert or starter. Don't really care about those. I'm all about the main event. My timer is going to go off in 1 minute and 54 seconds. So I'm going to do a little lap again on my own at a faster speed and then head back in. And then I'm going to have my bath. Well, I'm going to have my dinner and then I'm going to have my bath. So I'll see you later. Hi guys, it's dinner time. What's in the bag? Oh no, that's the lunch bag. We don't want that. That's rubbish. What's in the bag? Bottle of Hilden water. The Randor Splash orange and passion fruit. Some bloody salad. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's got chickpeas in it and it's gone all weird and liquidy in the bottom. A naan bread. Butter chicken. Rice. I feel obliged to try this. I don't want to. It smells nice, actually. It's so filling. The flavours in this are good, actually. I'm going to take my criticism back. I think that's a 7 or an 8. What's great is it actually comes with lime pickle today as well. That's not what it said on the menu. It actually said mango chutney. But we all know what rice tastes like. So I'm not expecting any surprises here. Every time. I'm going in with the rice first because you should always try the rice first. I don't know why. Just making this shit up as I go along now. Right. Look how it coats the back of the spoon. No, that is different. Oh, shit, that has a kick to it. I'm really surprised they're putting this much spice in the food because a lot of people don't like spicy food. That is effing hot. I'm not even joking. That is really, really hot. Like, my throat is burning from literally eating that a second ago. That is a 10 out of 10. First 10 of the quarantine. It's so delicious. It's really, really rich. It has like a deeper flavour than the tikka masala did, but it's got this really amazing kick to it as well. Best meal so far, without a doubt. Amazing. I have a bit of a curry bias, so maybe that's why. I'm gonna go in with the naan now. I'm pretty sure this is like a pre sort of made naan. I'm not kind of like expecting any wows, but it works. It does what it needs to. That's one of the best curries I've ever had in my life. Like, in, like, anywhere. I reckon they must have Indian chefs here. I have to have, because no one can make curry that good. Unless it was like a family recipe or something. That's bona fide amazing. Oh, I can't try the dessert, can I? Because there isn't one. This whole meal could potentially have been a 10, couldn't it? The dessert was missing. Do I count the dessert based on what it was last week and the score I gave it last week? Or do I act like there wasn't a dessert and mark it down for that? I don't think that's fair, because it's not that the food's bad, it's just that it's not here. Well, I didn't try the chocolate cake from this morning on camera, so I'm going to do that. And then at least you're seeing something that is absolutely divine. That is heaven.
I'm going to score it based on the New York cheesecake that was there last week. I think I gave that a 7, and I'm giving the starter here, I said, did I say a 7 or an 8? An 8. Let's go with 8. Annoyingly, that's going to bring it down though, isn't it? Do you know what though? I'm in charge of these rules, aren't I? So I'm deciding this meal is the 10. This meal is a 10 because that holds more weight than a tiny little pot of starter and a dessert that's not even existing. That holds all the weight. Anyway, it's the main course and it has 4 elements. I haven't even tried this and I know that's going to be good. So today's meal is a 10. So good night. Nice spending the day with you again. And I hope you're all well. And I will see you tomorrow. Ciao. Shh, look what I just found. So it's good that I did a 10.